On a lonely dark night, James decided to take a trip across the deserted expanse. His car, old and decrepit, seemed to have fallen off the road of time, and every creak and groan of its bodywork reminded him of the quiet sadness lurking in his veins. But James couldn't even suggest that fate had taken the trouble to write a sinister story, weaving it into a nightmarish plot of darkness and despair. As they drove along the winding roads, the heavens rained down on them, drowning out visibility and washing away any sense of comfort and safety. The rhythmic pounding of drops on the roof was an eerie backdrop to the growing anxiety that gripped his heart. Suddenly, a piercing creak cut through the fragile silence of the night. James' car jerked forward, convulsing in mechanical agony. Panic gripped him as he tried desperately to regain control of the car and steer it toward the curb. There he found himself a shattered wreck, helpless before the unpredictable storm. A few miles from civilization, James realized he had no choice but to head into the unforgiving darkness. Rain soaked to the bone, his icy fingers finding their way through every layer of protection. He stumbled upon an old, ruined house, hidden among twisted trees, its windows shattered and its doors groaning mysteriously in the wind. James entered the abandoned house with trepidation, seeking refuge from the fury of the storm. The inside of the house was semi-dark, and the air was saturated with the smell of decay. As he walked through the ruined rooms, James heard disturbing whispers, and fleeting shadows danced in his peripheral vision. Time seemed to stand still as the night continued to grow, and James was attacked by an ever-increasing presence. The walls began to shrink, choking him with anger. He clutched at his chest, panting, his heart pounding to the rhythmic beat of raindrops on the broken roof. In the depths of despair, James stumbled into a dusty attic whose air was heavy with forgotten secrets. Among the debris and cobwebs he found an ancient diary, its pages yellowed with time. Flipping through each fragile leaf, he saw a terrifying story, the story of a broken car, a terrible night, and a vengeful spirit lurking in the shadows. James' insight dawned on him. The spirit haunting the abandoned place was none other than the martyred soul of the car's previous owner, a victim of the night drifter, the same creature who had cursed his miserable way. With horror he realized that the broken car had brought him to this house, and now he found himself entangled in a web of supernatural powers. Haunted by despair, James collected shards of the diary, searching for a way to break the curse and escape the night drifter's grip. The words pointed to an abandoned cemetery on the outskirts of town, a place where troubled souls could find solace and peace. Armed with new knowledge and trembling determination, James stepped out into the storm again. The rain beat down on his frail body as he walked in the dangerous darkness, and every step he took was accompanied by a sense of doom. The cemetery appeared before him, an eerie picture of forgotten souls. With trembling hands, James followed the diary's instructions, reciting ancient incantations and offering solace to souls trapped behind the veil of death. The night seemed to hold its breath as the words left his lips, carried away by the wind, and a disembodied light enveloped the cemetery in a soft, soothing glow. And then, as if out of anguish, the night drifter appeared one last time, a spectrum of swirling shadows and empty eyes. He let out an eerie howl, and his form vanished into the night, banished forever by James' boldness. With the curse lifted, James' car miraculously revived, its engine rumbling with new life. He drove away from this feral world, forever changed after his terrible ordeal. The night was never again as innocent to him, but he carried within him the resilience born of encountering the darkest depths of fear. In this way, the story of James' terrifying journey serves as a terrifying reminder of the dangers that await those who dare summon the darkness, and of the power that can be found in the depths of one's own spirit.
If you like stories like this, please like and subscribe, or you will become a victim in one of my nightmare stories.
As James drove away from the Forsaken Realm, he couldn't shake off the feeling that something was still amiss. The car's engine hummed with renewed vigor, but an underlying unease gnawed at his soul. He glanced in the rearview mirror and saw a flicker of movement, a fleeting glimpse of a shadowy figure in the distance. Days turned into weeks, and the memory of that fateful night haunted James every waking moment. Strange occurrences plagued his life, a whisper in the wind, objects moving on their own, and the lingering sense of being watched. Sleep became an elusive companion as nightmares of the night drifter's vengeful return tormented his restless nights. Driven by desperation, James delved deeper into the dark arts, seeking answers and a way to break free from this never-ending nightmare. He studied ancient texts, consulted with occult experts, and performed forbidden rituals in secluded places. Each step took him closer to the truth, but also deeper into the clutches of the supernatural. One stormy night, as lightning tore through the sky and thunder rattled his very core, James stumbled upon an old, dilapidated mansion hidden within the depths of an ancient forest. Its presence called to him, whispering secrets and promises of salvation. With trepidation and a flicker of hope, he entered its decaying halls. Inside, the air was heavy with the scent of decay and the weight of forgotten souls. The mansion seemed alive, its walls pulsating with malevolence. Every step echoed through the empty rooms, as if the house itself watched his every move. Shadows danced on the walls, mocking his futile attempts to escape their clutches. As James ventured deeper into the mansion's depths, he discovered a hidden chamber, filled with ancient relics and arcane symbols etched into the floor. A sense of dread washed over him, but he knew he had come too far to turn back now. He invoked forgotten incantations, calling upon the forces that lay dormant in the dark corners of the universe. Suddenly, the room trembled, and the air crackled with electricity. A portal materialized before James, a swirling vortex of darkness and light. With a mixture of fear and determination, he stepped through the portal, into a realm where nightmares became reality. In this twisted dimension, James faced his greatest fears and battled the Night Drifter once again. The clash reverberated through the realms of existence, tearing at the fabric of reality itself. With every blow, James felt the weight of his own mortality and the relentless grip of the supernatural. But he refused to surrender. Summoning every ounce of courage and the knowledge he had gained, James unleashed a final desperate attack. Light and darkness collided, creating a cataclysmic explosion that ripped through the dimension, shattering the Night Drifter's hold on his world. As the dust settled and the echoes of the battle faded, James found himself back in his car, parked by the side of a desolate road. The storm had subsided, and a sense of calm washed over him. The curse had been broken, and he was finally free. But the memories of that night would forever linger in his mind, a constant reminder of the horrors he had faced, and the darkness that still lurked in the shadows. James vowed to use his newfound knowledge and strength to protect others from the supernatural, to be a guardian against the terrors that lurk beyond the veil. And so, he embarked on a new journey, a path filled with uncertainty and danger, but also with the hope of bringing light to the darkest corners of the world. James became a hunter of the supernatural, a beacon of courage in a world where nightmares were real. For those who dared to challenge the darkness, they would find an ally in James, a relentless force determined to keep the horrors at bay, and ensure that no one would ever have to face the Night Drifter alone.